it's another long-awaited by some of you update from Ukraine, from a perspective of an average citizen, a young mom, with a precious fur baby, who I am now without again, because just like in the last video I made, that was quite a while ago, I'm about to meet my dear friend, and it's a special occasion, that's why I'm looking joyful, and I'm dressed up, and I'm downtown. I wanted to show you some of the amazing landmarks and historical places, but unfortunately, due to a Scottish obstacle, I cannot do that. There are some Scotsmen playing music behind me, so I'm gonna walk down this quieter street and catch you up on how we are doing. So first of all, many of you are Scotty lovers, most of you are. So how's Charlie? Charlie's fine. He has this recurring eye blinking issue, but it's manageable. Molly, the other dog, has got a more complicated case of super inflamed eyes. Basically, it looks like their eyelids are about to, I don't know, explode. It's awful. They're also leaking, and this is due to allergies. She's prone to allergies. We've been dealing with that her entire life, but it used to be manifested in her skin, and we got a very good hand on that with special drugs. But you know, immunity is very, very foxy, and it thought, well, if I can't manifest myself on the skin, I'll attack the eyes, you know. So now we're treating Molly's eyes. The kid is fine, health-wise. Quite a nightmare at night. She's very active, you know. Waking us all up, including Mia. So that is pretty inconvenient. But I'm happy that all of them are still around, you know. Not quite still kicking, but, you know, it's such a respectable age. You have to appreciate what you have, all the nuances and misbehavior and all. So, if you were curious only about the fluffies, then, you know, that's it. Nothing new with them. And now about us, the humans. The little human, my offspring, well, technically she's not only my offspring, she's also Jed's offspring, so our dear child is amazing. We are still in the honeymoon phase with her. She's very active. She's the most active baby I know. Every day is a gift with her because she does something unbelievable, something new. She's very funny, very smiley, more and more cooperative. So, as a mom, I adore this period. I know that things are gonna get rough sometime soon. You know, the 3-year-old crisis, and now we're talking about the 2-year-old crisis. And now we're in a sweet spot of the many abilities she develops, you know, the many tricks every day. And you can be amazed by her development. Usually every 10 minutes, really, there is something that comes up. So she's great. She is also prone to allergies, as is Juman. So I'm surrounded by these allergic creatures. It's not easy, guys, you know. I feel sorry for them, of course. It's awful, and it's a gamble. You know, you do not choose it. You do not choose it how your genes turn on and turn off, how vigilant they are, and that's what we've got. A lot of allergic creatures in the family. Then, how am I? I continue studying psychology the best I can. I've started taking driving lessons. So in Ukraine, at first you have to pass the theory exam, and then you can get your hands on, you know, the practice lessons. So I'm studying the theory now. It's going fine. is possible now because of Mia's development level, really. So now 3 times a day, I leave home from 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m.ish for the lessons, and she can stay with this man, and it's not a problem, because she's not at my breast, because she loves both of us, and it's not a big deal. Of course, if she's like teething or she's sick, I make some changes in my plans, and I prioritize her because she's still a baby. But in general, I'm very grateful for the, newly opened options of regular life, like being out, having lessons, and so on. Yeah. And what else? My birthday is approaching. It's on the 23rd of May, in a few days, and I'm very excited about it because 2 friends, one of my best friends ever is visiting, and the other good friend is visiting, and it's all around my birthday, and I have to meet them, and I want to meet them, and I'm very, very happy about that. It may look like everything is just perfect, this perfect baby and this perfect lifestyle, but really it is harder than that. As far as attacks, rocket attacks are concerned, we haven't got too many of them recently. We had a batch a month ago, I think. So this is Kyiv region. The attacks are still pretty severe in the other regions. And the flow of mortal news is just never ending, and this is very, 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 very hard. Plus the blackouts are back, the stabilization blackouts, plus the emergency blackouts, and we have the schedules, so it can be kind of scheduled, and according to the schedule, in the worst case scenario, you'll get 6 hours of light in a day, so you'll be 18 hours without light, without electricity, and then 6 hours with it. All of us are prepared, we have some devices, we know how to live. Well, we survived the worst blackouts with a newborn, so we have some experience with that. That helps, of course, but it still sucks because things like you have to calculate the walks with Mia to catch the elevator because you don't want to drag the stroller up, or just being in the dark at home isn't pleasant. And speaking of my driving lessons, so apparently I'll have to learn how to drive without traffic lights because they don't work as well. I realized it just the other day when I was a pedestrian, and I had to cross a very, very bad crossroad, and near-death experience, really. And I was like, fuck, I'll have to be, one of those car drivers, and I'll have to, I'm studying the signs, but on the road, not everybody follows those signs, and without traffic lights, it may come to a moment when I have to make the decision to start my flow going, and I do not want to be in that situation, but it may happen. It may happen. So, still, like light and this discomfort is nothing compared to how many people have died and keep dying, compared to the people who are now serving and protecting our country. So I can notice my discomfort, but nobody can truly suffer from it, because we know that a lot of our people have gotten it much worse. But kind of FYI, what's up with us in Kyiv, in a relatively peaceful place in Ukraine. The spring is beautiful. The spring is marvelous. Everything is easier in the spring because of the sunlight and all the green and, you know, blossoming trees. Oh, the chestnut is almost over, but maybe you can see some of it. This is the, you know, the symbol of Kyiv, chestnut, the chestnut tree. So it's marvelous, really. And yeah, Usman, you know, working very hard, building roads, being a great dad, and a very patient pet owner. He's definitely no longer a pet lover because our pets are giving us a really hard time. But I'm grateful to the patience he offers. I'll leave it at that, you know. So yeah, and our perspectives for the future are gloomy. You know, still serving in the army is inevitable. It's a matter of time, and to some extent, it is kind of fair, right? Because there are people who have already died. There are people who are protecting us now, and it's kind of the duty of every citizen of Ukraine. But you know, I didn't want my husband to die. I didn't want to live without my husband. I didn't want to raise my child without my husband. I kind of like him most days. You know, I'm joking. I do love my husband very, very much. You know, he's a great dad. Just a great person, supporting so many people. So this is this unbearable perspective of the future that I try not to dive too deep into because, you know, it just gives me cold sweat. And I'm on a girl date. I don't want to be sweaty and stinky, you know, so I'm gonna think about that too much. But just so you know how many things are going on and how many wonderful things are happening in our lives and how many awful things are happening all around us and may reach us quite closely very, very soon. So yeah, and I guess I just missed a message from my friend. Maybe she's already waiting for me. So I'm gonna wrap things up. If you have any more specific questions, because it's very hard to make an update after such a long break. But again, due to the schedules, the needs of the family, the schedule right now, it's very hard to do it more often. Although I do love making these videos, really, it's my time of like self-reflection and sharing something, feeling some level of connection with someone who is not indifferent to the cause of Ukraine. But yeah, still, I'm out of habit. I feel rusty. I feel that my English sucks. I'm a bit self-conscious about that, but you know, that's the best I can give you today. If you have any more questions, something you would like to know more about, feel free to ask me in any form. I try to be, well, I'm not really responsive. Like many of you are messaging me, and I like your messages, and then I want to get back to you with a very big, thankful message. You know, when I get a chance, then I forget. So I'm sorry to all of you who have tried to stay in touch. This is not because I do not appreciate your words and your words, but only because, you know, these days are very busy. Days with the toddler and the studies and so yeah. Wrapping things up. Feel free to ask anything you want to know. I will try to, you know, reply someday, maybe in 4 months. Yeah, and an interesting fact. I started this last video, the one I made, I guess, in the end of January when I was about to meet my friend. And then I told you, well, I am not going to get hammered, or I think I said, like, I hope I will not get hammered. I did. Yeah, it was almost accidental. I made a few very, very strategic mistakes. So yeah, we'll see how it goes today. Again, I hope I will not get hammered. are certain circumstances and people who going to let it on, and all of us need a break sometimes. So I'm going to have my break. All of you have a good day. See ya.